Marcus Aurelius once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. Have you ever felt the frustration of a mind cluttered with noise, the agony of indecision, or the paralysis by analysis that comes with overthinking? We've all been there, replaying conversations, anticipating outcomes, and trying to solve an endless string of what-ifs in our heads. Today, we're tackling this challenge head-on with 10 practical Stoic strategies to conquer overthinking. If you're looking for ways to break this cycle and reclaim your mental space, make sure to hit the notification bell and subscribe now. Let's dive in. 1. Visualize your overthinking as an external force. Overthinking can sneak up on you like fog rolling in on a clear day. It starts as a single worry or idea but quickly expands until it knocks you off your feet. In our fast-paced world, information hits us like hail in a storm, crowding our minds with thoughts of what if, what next, or what could have been. Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic philosopher king, once said, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." This brings us to our first technique, seeing overthinking as an external force. This isn't about making an enemy out of your thoughts but recognizing that they are not the core of who you are. They are invaders of your peace. Imagine those invasive thoughts as clouds passing over a mountain. You are that mountain, majestic and immovable, standing firm as the clouds drift by. Stoicism teaches us to observe without engagement. Picture placing these thoughts in a bubble and watching them float away. This mental exercise not only lessens their weight but reinforces the understanding that thoughts are transient. They can only disrupt your peace if you hold on to them and give them power. Practicing this visualization creates a mental reflex that helps you detach and let these thoughts go before they build into a storm. As you get better at distinguishing yourself from this barrage of overthinking, it becomes simpler to see that you are not just a sum of your thoughts. This distinction acts as a shield, much like earplugs in a noisy crowd. It's a deliberate, continual effort that grows stronger with everyday application. When you notice yourself beginning to overthink, stop and picture the thought as noise, unnecessary and separate from who you are. By doing this, you're not only protecting yourself against overthinking but also reclaiming your mental territory and peace, one step at a time. 2. Take control by refocusing your energy. Have you ever caught yourself spiraling down a rabbit hole of what-ifs and doomsday scenarios, replaying the same worries over and over until you're mentally exhausted? It's like having a bunch of browser tabs open in your mind, each with a video playing on full blast, and you can't seem to hit pause. This mental multitasking is a hallmark of modern life, where the pressure to stay on top of everything can lead to a relentless cycle of overthinking. But just like a cluttered desk, a cluttered mind needs tidying up. Redirecting your mental energy isn't just about mental peace, it's about taking back control and quieting the endless noise of what could be so you can appreciate what is. Seneca, another Stoic sage, effortlessly wove wisdom into words when he said, "True happiness is to enjoy the present without anxious dependence upon the future." This sage advice serves as the cornerstone for taking control by refocusing your energy. To stop overthinking, start by grounding yourself in the now. Focus on a task, anything small, and channel your energy into completing it. This shift in focus pulls you out of the whirlpool of future what-ifs and anchors you in the present moment. The practical application is simple yet profound. Engage in an activity that requires your full attention. It could be as simple as organizing your workspace, going for a brisk walk, or losing yourself in a book. These acts require the now, not the tomorrow or the yesterday. Commanding your thoughts to align with your actions isn't just about distracting yourself, it's about taking command of where your energy flows. Remember, Stoicism isn't about suppressing thoughts, it's about managing them. By choosing where to invest your mental energy, you're practicing a form of mental discipline. The goal isn't to avoid overthinking entirely, that's an unrealistic expectation. The goal is to recognize when your thoughts do not serve you and to have the tools to redirect them. It's like training a muscle. The more you exercise this power of refocusing, the stronger and more resilient your mind becomes. You'll find that the once overwhelming tide of overthinking can be tamed, wave by wave, with deliberate action and presence. 3. Embrace impermanence and practice letting go. Let's face it, our minds often get stuck in a loop, rehashing past events or fretting over the future. This is the playground of overthinking, where thoughts become sticky, lingering longer than welcome. It's a challenge that affects everyone, from students worried about exams to professionals stressed about presentations, or anyone trying to fall asleep while their mind races at 100 miles per hour. Amidst this mental marathon, we can find solace in the words of Epictetus, who tells us, "He who fears death will never do anything worthy of a man who is alive." While this quote might seem heavy, it's really about the concept of impermanence, which is central to Stoicism. Everything changes, and this includes the thoughts that seem so persistent in our heads. When we overthink, we often cling to our thoughts as if they are permanent fixtures in our lives. Embracing impermanence means understanding that thoughts come and go, they are not eternal. This insight can be a beacon of hope when you feel ensnared by overthinking. Practically, embracing impermanence means cultivating a habit of letting go. It's a kind of mental decluttering where you consciously release the thoughts that don't serve you. You could do this by envisioning a river where each thought is a leaf on the water's surface, drifting away. Or maybe you see them as clouds, ever-changing, reshaping, and eventually moving on. This visualization not only provides immediate relief but also instills a deeper understanding that the nature of thought is to change. Making this practice a part of your daily routine can transform your relationship with your thoughts. It's not about forcing them out but rather allowing them to leave. Letting go isn't giving up, it's an act of courage. It means you're choosing not to let redundant thoughts rent space in your head, rent-free. As you get better at this, you'll notice a newfound mental space, a quietness that was always there, just hidden beneath the noise of overthinking. Embracing impermanence isn't just a technique, it's a shift towards a more peaceful and present way of living. Create a worry period. It's a common human experience to have worries nagging at the back of our minds, persistent like the hum of a refrigerator, always there, sometimes barely noticeable, but unmistakably present. These worries can hijack our thoughts at any hour, often when we're trying to concentrate on work, enjoy time with friends, or even when we're trying to sleep. It's like our mind is a stage and these concerns are the uninvited actors who won't leave. Epictetus once said, "If you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid." This quote may seem off track, but it's a bold reminder to prioritize our peace of mind over succumbing to worry and fear of seeming complacent or naive. Creating a worry period is a strategic way to give these concerns their moment on the stage, but only during the encore, not the main act. Set aside a specific time each day, maybe 20 minutes in the afternoon, when you're allowed to give these worries your full attention. During this designated time, dive into your worries, scrutinizing them, understanding their roots, and maybe even jotting them down. What are you really worried about? How likely are these scenarios? What can you do about them? This focused session often reveals that many of our worries are like shadows, seemingly large but without much substance when you face them head-on. This process also teaches your mind that there's a time and place for worry, and it's not all day, every day. When the worry period ends, you move on. You've given your worries their allotted time, and now you put them aside. By compartmentalizing in this manner, you can regain control over your day. The goal isn't to stop worrying completely, that's impossible, but by containing your worries, you reduce their impact on your life. This technique is like tidying your mental room, putting thoughts where they belong, and enjoying the tranquility of ordered space. You'll likely find that worries lose their power when they're not allowed to roam free, and life becomes a bit lighter, a bit more enjoyable. Break down overwhelming thoughts into actionable steps. When overthinking strikes, it can feel like we're carrying the weight of an enormous boulder. The size of our worries seems to match the weight of the world, and we're pinned under the heavy cloud of our own thoughts. This sensation is not unique to us, it's a shared human condition, exacerbated in a world that demands high performance in all areas of life, work, relationships, personal growth, and social status. The pressure to excel can paralyze us with indecision and fear. As a guiding light, Marcus Aurelius advised, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. In the spirit of his wisdom, let's explore how breaking down overwhelming thoughts into actionable steps can lighten our mental load. Start by identifying a single thought or concern that's been weighing heavily on your mind. Write it down. Now, instead of letting it swirl around nebulously, dissect it. What specific aspect of this thought is most troubling? What are the components of this worry? Once you've broken it down, identify what actions you can take, no matter how small, that might address these aspects. For instance, if you're overwhelmed by a project at work, don't let the enormity of the task consume you. Break it into smaller, manageable pieces. What can you accomplish today? Make a list. 1. Review the project requirements. 2. Draft an outline. 3. Complete the first section. Each step, no matter how small, is progress. By focusing on these tangible actions, you shift your mindset from paralyzed by the whole to empowered by the parts. This technique doesn't just apply to work but to any area of life. Worried about your health? Break it down. 1. Schedule a doctor's appointment. 2. Research healthy recipes. 3. Go for a 15-minute walk. Each small action builds momentum and provides a sense of control. By turning overwhelming thoughts into actionable steps, you're employing a form of cognitive triage. You're no longer a passive recipient of your thoughts, you're an active problem solver. This shift not only reduces the feeling of being overwhelmed but also increases your confidence in handling challenges. Remember, the boulder only feels heavy when you try to lift it all at once. Break it down, take it piece by piece, and you'll find that what once seemed insurmountable becomes manageable, even conquerable. Practice gratitude to shift focus. In the midst of overthinking, our minds often spiral into a loop of negative thoughts and potential pitfalls. It's a universal experience to feel trapped in this mental cycle, where each thought seems to pull us deeper into a vortex of anxiety and concern. However, there's a powerful antidote to this mental quagmire: gratitude. Seneca wisely noted, "Nothing is more honorable than a grateful heart." This profound truth highlights the transformative power of gratitude. When you consciously shift your focus from what's wrong to what's right, from what you lack to what you have, you begin to see your world through a different lens. Gratitude is not about ignoring challenges, it's about recognizing and appreciating the positive aspects of your life, which in turn balances your perspective and calms your mind. To practice gratitude, start by setting aside a few minutes each day to reflect on what you're thankful for. This could be done in the morning to set a positive tone for the day or in the evening to end your day on a positive note. Write down 3 things you're grateful for. They don't have to be monumental, small, everyday blessings are just as significant. Maybe it's the warmth of the sun, a kind gesture from a friend, or simply having a comfortable place to sleep. As you make this practice a habit, you'll notice a shift in your thinking. The more you focus on the good, the less room there is for overthinking and negativity. Gratitude creates a mental shift from a mindset of scarcity and fear to one of abundance and contentment. It reminds you that not everything is falling apart, and there are still many aspects of life to appreciate and enjoy. Moreover, gratitude has a compounding effect. The more you practice it, the more you'll start to notice the positives in your life naturally, even amidst challenges. This doesn't mean ignoring problems but approaching them from a place of strength and positivity. By practicing gratitude, you're training your mind to seek out and acknowledge the good, which provides a powerful counterbalance to the habit of overthinking. This simple yet profound practice can help transform your mindset, leading to a more peaceful and contented life. Limit your information intake. In today's digital age, we are bombarded with information from every direction: news updates, social media posts, emails, and notifications. While staying informed is important, the sheer volume of information can overwhelm our minds and fuel overthinking. Seneca offers us timeless wisdom when he says, "If you wish to improve, be content to appear clueless or stupid in extraneous matters." This doesn't mean we should be ignorant, but rather that we should be selective about the information we consume. Limiting your information intake is a crucial step in reducing overthinking. When you streamline the flow of information into your mind, you create space for clarity and focus. Start by setting boundaries around your information sources. Choose a few reliable news outlets and limit your daily intake to a specific amount of time, say, 30 minutes in the morning. Similarly, set specific times for checking social media and stick to them. This helps prevent the endless scrolling that can lead to mental clutter. Consider implementing a digital detox, where you take breaks from all digital devices. Even a short break can provide a refreshing mental reset. Use this time to engage in offline activities that you enjoy, reading a book, going for a walk, or spending time with loved ones. By being mindful of the information you consume, you protect your mental space from unnecessary noise and distractions. This selective approach allows you to focus on what truly matters, reducing the tendency to overthink. Remember, the goal is not to cut yourself off from the world but to curate a more intentional and balanced flow of information. Accept what you cannot control. One of the core tenets of Stoicism is the understanding that we cannot control everything. Epictetus taught us, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Overthinking often stems from a desire to control outcomes, to ensure that everything goes according to plan. However, the reality is that much of life is beyond our control. Accepting what you cannot control is a powerful way to reduce overthinking. This doesn't mean resignation or passivity. Rather, it involves focusing your energy on what you can influence and letting go of the rest. To practice this, start by identifying the elements of your situation that are within your control. For instance, you can't control the actions of others, but you can control your own responses. You can't change past events, but you can learn from them and shape your future actions. Embrace the concept of amor fati, a Latin phrase that means love of fate. This Stoic practice involves accepting everything that happens, good or bad, as necessary and beneficial in some way. When you adopt this mindset, you transform challenges into opportunities for growth and learning. By accepting what you cannot control, you free yourself from the burden of overthinking and the constant need to predict and manage every outcome. This acceptance brings peace and allows you to focus your energy on what truly matters, leading to a more balanced and serene life. Engage in mindfulness and meditation. Mindfulness and meditation are powerful tools for calming an overactive mind. By training your mind to focus on the present moment, you can reduce the tendency to overthink and dwell on past or future concerns. Marcus Aurelius advised, "Nowhere can man find a quieter or more untroubled retreat than in his own soul." To practice mindfulness, start by setting aside a few minutes each day to sit quietly and focus on your breath. Pay attention to each inhale and exhale, letting your mind settle into the rhythm of your breathing. When thoughts arise, observe them without judgment and gently bring your focus back to your breath. Meditation can also be guided, using apps or recordings that lead you through relaxation techniques and visualizations. The key is to create a regular practice that helps you build a habit of returning to the present moment. Engaging in mindfulness and meditation trains your mind to become more aware of its patterns. You learn to recognize when you're starting to overthink and can gently steer your thoughts back to the present. This practice not only reduces overthinking but also enhances your overall sense of well-being and mental clarity. Cultivate a Stoic journal. Keeping a journal is a practical way to process your thoughts and emotions. Marcus Aurelius famously kept a journal where he recorded his reflections and philosophical insights. This practice can be immensely helpful in managing overthinking. Each day, set aside time to write about your thoughts and feelings. Reflect on your experiences, challenges, and successes. Use your journal to explore your worries and identify patterns in your thinking. This process of externalizing your thoughts helps you gain perspective and clarity. In your journal, you can also include Stoic quotes and reflections, using them as prompts for deeper contemplation. Writing about your thoughts allows you to examine them more objectively, reducing their power over you. Over time, you'll develop a clearer understanding of your mind and how to navigate its complexities. If you found these strategies helpful, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on future content. Let us know in the comments which method resonated with you the most. Together, let's persist on this path, constantly seeking the wisdom the Stoic masters have set before us.